a label and I want the executives dancing in the videos, all on the records. Take that, come and got that record.
This face belongs on the tism.
What's good, man? It's your boy Bigg Rick. We back. Another episode, one-on-one with Bigg Rick. I hope y'all having a good week. 4th of July is tomorrow. This pre-recorded. I hope y'all have a good 4th of July. I hope y'all, spend time with your family, your loved ones, turn up, leave all the drama at home. It's been so much going on, man. Like, we gotta get it together, man. We gotta get that together. Hopefully we get it together soon. But thank y'all for tuning in, locking in. I appreciate all the new subscribers, the new people who like, comment, share. That's all appreciated, and it all go a long way. We building. We're going to keep building and try to get it to the next level. I say that every week, but shit, that's facts. But we're going to get into this week episode. I've been seeing this nigga grind. I met him a long time ago with my artist, Burnham. He from the South Side, but we gonna get into all that. We got my boy StreetTeam Hektik in the building today, man. We got my boy in the building today. What's the word, bro?
What's the word? I'm super excited to be on your show, fam.
Man, how you been, bro?
Man, chilling, bro. Just doing the podcast thing right now. Just, I got music lining up here and there, but as far as the entertainment, I'm just doing the podcast and I've been loving it, bro. So like even being on here, I've been sharing your shit for a minute now. I'm like, I like this.
Hey man, I want to congratulate you on that. All 414 all podcast.
Yep. All 414 all
podcasts. I appreciate you on that, man. Hey, tell me like I was a rapper years ago. that shit way behind me. How is it like transforming from a rapper to like the podcast game? How that's been?
I mean, I feel
you like 5 in, right?
Yeah, we 5 in right now, and we the whole thing is obviously consistency, so we try to make it to as long as possible. You know what I mean? But the transition wasn't too hard because this is what I like to do. If we was to ever just be anywhere and we not trying to perform it or nothing. All I do is I talk conspiracy theories. I talk about some hood shit. I talk about rappers list, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so it comes real natural. You know what I mean? So it wasn't that hard. And then, as far as the music, I kind of just be falling back because a lot of shit's a little not for me. You know what I mean? So it wasn't hard to be like, I'm just going to go talk about some shit that I know. You know what I mean? And
talk about why it's not for you, huh?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and then, I feel like the good thing about being an artist and then doing that is that, you got a little ground to stand on, regardless if somebody know you or not. I got enough documented artistry, and history in the city to be able to say certain things, you know what I mean? So it feel good to talk about shit that I feel like I know a lot about, you know what I mean?
Tell the people like when your podcast come on, like when the episodes come out.
I pretty much just put it out every Sunday. So midnight on Sunday, it automatically release.
So every Sunday, make sure y'all tap in, make sure y'all subscribe, like, comment, share. Like this go a long way. There's a lot of people crossing over into the podcast. Like for me, I'm on my 11. I got y'all by 6 weeks, and it's funny because y'all come out Sunday, mine come out Monday. So we creating a lane for everybody. Sunday and Monday, like tap into like two legends of the city. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like what I like about the podcast thing. Like, me, I came from running a label, management, rapper, all the above, graphic designer. Like, I like podcasts because it gives me a chance to display y'all, my guests. That's why I got it to like, I want guests. I want my people to like see Hektik. StreetTeam Hektik. I want people to like know your upbringing and know where you came from, how you got started. So that's what I like about the podcast because it could put people on display. So that's what I like.
Mean, hey, and no bullshit, bro. And I say this with all the love in my heart, fam. You definitely should have been because you've been doing that already. You already been putting on the people you like to fuck with and the people got whatever, and you never asked for nothing, bro. You know what I mean? So like you the perfect person to have something like this, bro. Like Bigg Rick, like you like me, like people be like, oh heck, oh, Bigg Rick, and we would just be like, yeah, whatever, fam. I'm just me. You know what I mean? So we got
Exactly.
that we similar in that sense, bro. So I feel you when you say that, but the way you be talking about it, like, stop it, bro. Done did that was out here, fam. Like a lot of the things I wanted to do entering and I wanted to be on entering was because of Done did that. You know what I'm saying? So
I
that's big
appreciate
fact.
that, bro.
That's big facts.
I appreciate it. A lot of people don't be wanting to say that, but I appreciate you saying it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
We
yeah, I
did
mean,
turn a lot of corners.
if it wasn't for you and Monte Carlo, bro, a lot of people would have never rapped like been on stages like they was. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I'm gonna get that. I ain't gonna take all. That's Monte Carlo. That smash. That was his. Like
oh, okay,
I just felt that like hosted. Me and him got close. I was coming to smash like everybody else. This is what people don't
okay,
know. I was coming to smash, and me and the nigga just got tight. And he started DJing. He asked me to host, bro. So I just
okay.
became the host. A
Hey,
lot of people don't know that.
what's
Go ahead.
crazy is I had just had a clip where I was talking about the Uptowner, and
Yeah, yeah. But you shouted
what,
us out.
yeah, you know, and then when I talked about the Uptowner, I was like, you know, Mike Croft had the Uptowner. I said that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And you know, people jumped on the comments and was like, you know, well, actually, it started like this and like this. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I get that, right? But also, you know, when I went to Smash, it was because Bigg Rick was hosting or whatever. It was Bigg Rick was doing this over here. So then that's why I went. So then to me, I automatically associate Bigg Rick, Monte Carlo, Smash.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know what's funny? Because me and you, I am proud of the reason you came down there because me and you, I was in the video. You remember how me and you met in Burning Video, Bandanas. You remember that song?
Yeah, that's one of the crazy.
That's what I thought. You ain't had none of this. You was a little kid, bro.
Yeah,
I
I was
remember.
young, bro. I was fresh out of jail and shit.
Yeah, you was a young, y'all. It was funny because we was all on the south side. That's when I first met you, bro. And I'm like, damn, this nigga can spit. I told Burnham that. Shout out Burnham, man. Billboard Burnham. You
Shout
know,
out to
because he the
Burn.
one who introduced me to you. So, man, you had Lone Jeopardy before Smash or anything. And a lot of people don't know that. Like,
No, that's what I'm saying, bro. And Done did that was you know, I like to credit a lot of the people that was doing it when I was trying to do something. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I was trying to be a rapper at the time, but life was definitely kicking my ass. You know what I mean? So I was like,
everybody.
you know, it just
That's
worked. It just
everybody.
go like that. You know what I mean? So but seeing somebody like a Dunn did that, it pushed me to be like, oh, that's cool. Like y'all had records, projects dropping, and then you know Burnham was relentless with the promo.
Oh,
So
my God. That's
you know,
my
like he one of the best ever to do it in the city when they come
oh, the
to
best. Him and
just
C Mills.
he'll just walk right up to you and try to sell you whatever he got. You know, hey. So you know
Him and
that
C
like
Mills, bro. I had C Mills on here. Him and C Mills, bro.
facts. Shout out to the
This
bro,
nigga,
bro.
this nigga Burnham. I ain't even gonna lie. This nigga used to come to my house in South Milwaukee. I was living in South Milwaukee. This nigga came to my crib, bro. It was like 2 in the morning trying to burn some CDs because I had the tower. I let that nigga, I said, bro, go right in the dungeon. I went back and went to sleep. You know, niggas used to sleep at my crib. It's crazy.
No,
But
yeah.
he was
That's
one of them
history.
ones. He one of them ones with the like you said with that hustler shit. He one of
Yeah.
them ones.
Now, if we gonna talk about the start, obviously I did a bunch of shit rapping and trying to be a rapper or whatever before I
Oh
came to
no, you did your
Milwaukee.
shit, bro.
No, you know, but before I came to Milwaukee, I did whatever. But I can't credit any type of, you know, you could call it success because I call it success because I did what I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So I reached a couple levels that I had a goal to reach, and then I got there. So I'm happy about it. But I have to credit that to Burnham because Burnham had the mentality of just do it, bro. Like there's a show, we gonna go do it no matter what. We not thinking about it. We finna go be us, and we finna shut shit down. And there was a couple times where I didn't want to be like that. You know me, I'm like shit. I ain't got no haircut. I ain't got no money on me. Like I'll just stay. I'll wait till shit get better type shit. And he was like, "Nah, bro, let's just go do it, bro. No, nobody going, nobody gonna know you if they can't find you, bro." And so I got to credit that to Burnham, bro. Like, and
He
a
ain't
lot of
give
people be
a
like,
fuck,
"Damn,
bro.
heck, you be everywhere, bro." You be like, "Shit, I learned that from Burnham." Burnham was like, "You got to be everywhere. You got to be in everybody's face all the time." And when I didn't want to, he did. So that's love.
Yeah, that's love, bro. But okay, let's get into this, man. Like, Hektik, where is you from Milwaukee? Tell everybody where you from. Tell everybody like your upbringing.
So as far as being somewhere the longest, I've lived in Milwaukee the longest now in my life. But
Okay.
I was born in Puerto Rico. I lived in New Jersey,
Okay.
and I lived in Patterson, New Jersey, and then I I grew up in Kansas. A lot of people don't know that, bro. I grew up in a small town in Kansas, bro. And I moved here to Wisconsin, not even to Milwaukee. I moved here in '99. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. So like that's when I first came to Wisconsin, and then I met my uncle who lived on 15th and Mitchell, and that was the first time I ever came to Milwaukee, and I was in like 2000.
Okay. So you from so how long was you in Puerto Rico? How long? Like how?
Shit, like
What?
3 years. I was like 3 years old.
That's like that. Oh well, I went through when I moved from Chicago. But okay, so you was three. So what? So before Milwaukee was in New Jersey. You lived Kansas or New Jersey
Kansas.
for the
It
longest.
was it was Kansas, and then but I was up north Wisconsin too. Like I was in the country in Wisconsin, bro. That shit was crazy where I stayed up there, bro. It was like a little town. It had a bunch of Mexicans working at the meat plant and shit. That shit was crazy.
Oh, so you lived in oh, so you was just traveling like back and forth, Wisconsin, Kansas.
No, I moved from Kansas on some get away from my dad type shit, like some crazy. We had to go over here. He ended up following us anyway type shit. But yeah, we moved up north, and then I met my cousin. Big Six. I met him when I
Oh, shout
was.
out Big Six, man. What the I ain't heard that from that nigga in a minute. What you been on?
Oh shit, he just doing his thing. People living, bro.
Yeah,
Trying to succeed out here, fam. But that's the first time I ever met him was like 2000. You know what I mean? But this your cousin. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean? So, and that was 15th and Mitchell. That was right there in the South Side. First time I ever came to Milwaukee.
he one
So
of them
then,
ones off the south too. So that
yeah,
he
you know what I
fit
mean.
right
So it's
in.
like, so I'm going back and forth from up north to Milwaukee for since as early as 2000. But then when I officially moved here, when I had got locked up north after I moved back from down south. It's crazy, bro. I lived plenty places, bro. I lived in Georgia, South Carolina, Florida. I lived everywhere.
Oh, damn.
And then I moved back up here, end up catching my case, and then when I got out of that is when I moved to Milwaukee, and that was December 2007, and I've been here ever since.
So you gonna settle in Milwaukee, or you planning on
Oh, I'm,
getting
I'm already, I'm already, I'm already here, fam. Like, I
better?
can't see me living nowhere else, but I can because I've done it my whole life. But I can't see me living nowhere else like that. Everybody talk about ain't shit in here, bro, and shit. I feel like if you doing your thing, you getting your little money, you doing what you have to do. Shit, it's fun out here.
It depends on like what people mean when they say it ain't nothing there. It's something there. It just depends on what you do. Because
Exactly. What you
people like,
doing? What you?
yeah, like if you say music industry, most people who say that be like people trying to, be in music or, trying to do some bigger shit and they'll be like, ain't nothing in Milwaukee. But I think
No,
it's
all
something
right.
in Milwaukee. I think it's like people like who leave Milwaukee, like me, like bring the resources that I get from out here, out there. Like I know a
Right.
lot of people here who gonna lock into this interview, so they're gonna hear your story. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna
Yep.
hear your story because they watch every week faithfully. So they're gonna,
Yeah.
So I just think it's all about resources, man. Because you can make something there. Like look at Chicken P. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They putting up a Maya P and all them. Steve. They putting us putting people recognizing us. I just saw something today with Sauce Walker. What's that? What's
Yeah.
his name?
Sauce Walker.
Yeah, from Texas, just
Yeah, he
shouting out
from Texas.
everybody from Milwaukee, bro.
Yep.
So it's something there, bro. It just back when we started, it was harder though. You know what I'm saying? When we started doing
Yeah.
this shit, it was harder.
I mean, what it was is the knowledge of outside shit was so minimal, bro. We were so locked in here, and we wasn't thinking about how can we turn this into somewhere else where they don't know us. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
we was just so like, bro, the city gonna love us one day. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What a motherfucking pipe dream, fam.
No, but what you don't know about
But
that
they
is though,
starting to though. They starting to love their artists now,
now,
fam. So it's
now,
like,
like now they is, but back when I was coming up, bro, you hit a ceiling in Milwaukee. I'm not even gonna
no,
lie.
big facts.
Like I hit a ceiling, Ray Rizzy hit a ceiling, Ray Nitty hit a ceiling. We all hit a ceiling, bro, to
Yep.
where we couldn't get no further. We was known in Milwaukee, but that was just it. Even
Yep.
Tony Neal, I know you know Tony Neal.
Yeah.
He used to tell us like y'all got to stay away from Milwaukee. Stay out of Milwaukee. But we just loved our city, and that's where our fame was at the time.
Yeah.
That we had to be at Butt Naked Mondays, and we had to be at all Red Zone Sunday, just because of the popularity that we had at the time. But I think he was right. We got to, after we get our home behind us, I think we do got to okay, go here and go here.
Yeah, it's time to expand. Yeah.
Yeah, because we hit the ceiling. Then eventually home gonna get tired of you, bro. And then you just gonna
And I feel like there was always this sense from almost everybody I ever interacted with the music here, fam. I feel like there was always this sense of I just want to be the person who breaks us out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
and they want to be here so bad. Like, I just want to be the one to do it from here, bro. Like, if I could do it here, then and I'm like, I get it. But like you said, we didn't have the thought to expand the way we should have. We definitely tried. Like, y'all did y'all shit. I'm telling you, bro. Like, I look up to shit like Dunn did that. I don't know if you remember Cypher Squad with
Yeah.
Blade and Skills and them. Like, I remember watching them, bro, and I'm just like, damn, bro. Like, it was a different lane, but it was so, me. I love music. I'm a super hip hop.
Yeah.
I'm a super hip hop dude at the end of the day. So I'm seeing them do ciphers, and I'm like, oh shit. Then you got my family knack music cursing them, and then I'll see shit like that, and I'm like, Louis Z, and they was the videos, and it was just like, shout out to SG Films. He's done almost all my videos, majority of them. He done like 75% of my videos. But shout out to bro and Big Curse, bro. Like, they was doing shit back in the day, and I'm just like, damn, like, the level is this. You know what I mean? This is the standard. Let me tell a story real quick about you.
Go ahead, bro. Joe, it's on you.
No,
This is
because
what people want to hear.
this is a super big part of my story in Milwaukee, bro, and it has to do with you, bro. Because I remember we was doing Smash, and then I remember Street Team was super on the north side like every week for like 7 months straight. You know what I mean? And we was doing shows, and I remember you had put us on one of your shows, and I'm like, all right, cool, let me go fuck with Rick, you know what I mean? And we showed up, but it was just the guys, so we just showed up, just us, you know what I mean? We about to do the show or whatever. And shout out to Team Done did that, because they always show Street Team love, like, fam.
Team Done did that.
Dog,
Onika, Lakima, all y'all.
I love them with all my heart, bro, because they've never, not one time, let me walk in the establishment that they were in and not be like, heck, what up? Like, showing me all the love. Like, they show me so much love. I can't even express, how much love it was, bro, because they was always showing me love. So I remember we did the show, and I had a couple songs that they was fucking with. And I remember we did it, whatever. It was a great night. And then the next day, I woke up, whatever, I get on Facebook. And then you had said something, and I don't know. I don't even know if you was talking to me, and that doesn't even matter at this point. I just remember I seen it. You was like, "Oh, people be coming to shows and don't, they literally don't even try to bring nobody. Like, they just and I'm almost positive you wasn't talking to me, but I was like, I think he talking to me, fam. Like, hell no. I'm like, shit. I'm bringing 30 people my next show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah.
Because when you, but when you said it to me, I was like, oh, okay, there was a standard and I ain't meet it. So now I got to go above and beyond to try to make sure I meet this every time I do a show. So if anybody, remembers, we had a run where there was very few people or camps going into shows, bro, like we was just coming with so much energy, bro. I had like 15 females with me, fam. Like, we was always at the bar, we was getting lit, we was fucking, and I just remember I was like, shit, y'all could thank Bigg Rick for this, because he was saying that shit on Facebook that one time. I was like, oh, I gotta make this happen, fam. Like, ain't no way,
Yeah,
bro. So it's like,
I most definitely don't know. I don't know who that was for, bro. I don't know who it was for. That shit probably was so old.
yeah, no, but for me, that moment, I was like, oh yeah,
it motivated you, bro.
Yeah, I was like, hey, yeah, I got you. Like, let's do it,
And
bro.
then at that time, at one point, bro, you had the biggest entourage. So yes, that shit, yeah. That, I mean, if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for, I don't know who it was for. That shit probably was so old, but if it wasn't for you, you took it as criticism, and you showed out.
Exactly. I wasn't like, oh, what he talking? No, like, first of all, I know you my guy, so I'm like, I know he not talking down. Even if he was saying, he's literally saying like, hey, bro, you're not even trying to bring nobody. And I'm like, I sure the fuck didn't try to bring nobody. Now I got to do that because this is the standard set.
It was over, bro. You went on a tremendous run. It got to the point where you was like, man, I'm tired of all my people paying this fire to get in.
No, yeah, facts.
You
And
had the whole club, and I think I had this conversation with you before about when your people paying, and I think I put some advice to you to be like, dog, it's time for you to book your own shit.
Facts.
Like, book your own shit, and all of this money is yours. Become the host, get a DJ.
Yep.
See, that's what put me on game. My nigga Black from Club 30, appreciate you. That nigga was locked up or something. I had to run his club, the one on Titonia. Black.
Yeah, no, I remember Club 30.
Club 30.
I love Club 30.
And man, that nigga, like, we used to, like, he get, it's his club. He get bulk of the money and all that. So I went up to dude. I'm like, hey, bro, I want to start paying half. I need half of everything out of this motherfucker. So whatever your bills is, let me put half of that so we could bust everything down, bro.
Facts.
And that's the hustle part of it, because people do be complaining about paying this and paying that. You gotta book your own shit, bro. Like, that's the ultimate. Like, if you got 30 people and all of them pay $10, that's like 300. You know, that's like 300, and not even including who they going to bring.
Exactly.
So you probably got like $500-600 a week, bro. Pay the staff, bro. You walking away with money.
That's facts.
Just by your fans seeing you, bro.
No,
like
that's facts.
If you hosting, and you had the whole South Side, bro. Like,
you know, I was just trying, like I said, I literally was just trying to do what I thought was expected of me. So I kicked it with all my people all the time in that time, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, come on, man. They said I got to bring people to the shows. I was like, but first of all, y'all got to like my shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if y'all don't like my shit, don't come, you know, just to do it. You know what I mean? Like, but everybody was rocking with it. Like, fuck it, we street team. And that shit just turned into a whole big thing. Again, that's another thing I got to credit to people like you, fam. Like Dunn did that. You had Team Dunn did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had supporters. You had supporters that was there that wasn't there to rap. They wasn't there to be an artist and take shine for anything. They was just there to be like, hey, we finna turn this bitch up when Bigg Rick come up. You know what I mean? Like, when Bigg Rick around, we turning this bitch up for him. You know what I mean?
But like you said, what they did, they adopted all of y'all. Because they still fuck with all of y'all. They loved it, like Smash. And you know, man, Money finna do the Smash documentary. We was gonna reach out to you. I'm finna come down there and shoot a Smash documentary, and we put it on.
I'm fucking with that.
Yeah, everybody gonna be a part. We're gonna start reaching out. I think I'm gonna come the end of August, bro. And I'm gonna, I'm gonna film it, and we're gonna put it on Tubi and shit. Cause Smash is legendary, bro. Like,
it was. It was. There's nothing you could say.
Funny. Go ahead.
No, my fault, bro. I was just gonna say there's nothing you could say about Smash under the threshold of just era, bro. It was classic, fam. It was a moment where everybody was trying to be there and get their shit off, bro. And like, I don't even think that's around anymore. But that's all I wanted to say. Like,
yeah.
Legendary.
You see the Peace Money Carlo got with the Smash. That nigga's getting graded. He got a chain with Smash on it, bro.
He snapped.
Yeah, but that was our stumping ground, bro. Like, even before we went to perform at we did Vegas. Before I started going to them court DJ retreats, when we paid the money to go, I was at Smash every week, bro, just trying to get my shit right, bro.
Right.
See, Smash is a stage where you just go try. All right, I got a new song I want to test out. You go to Smash, bro.
Exactly.
And back then, it was only $5. You would be surprised how many people was complaining about $5, bro.
Oh yeah, hey, you ain't saying shit, bro. Hey, they used to be in there $5. Hell no. What you mean I can't bring my little bottle of alcohol? Man, they used to be tripping, bro. Like,
R.I.P. my big homie, man, who used to be at the door, man, Paul, man.
Super R.I.P. Fam always showed me hella love too, bro. He ain't never ever had a problem with me, fam.
Yeah, and you know what's funny, bro? You one of them ones, bro. Like you a spitter, bro. It's niggas like me who just put words together. I done had some hip hop niggas from out here. I'm gonna try to link y'all to do some music because they doing shit out here. And y'all niggas is hip hop, bro. Y'all niggas got you could spit, bro. You one of them ones spitting, bro.
That's
On
what's
my
up.
life, dog. And I think with the right backing, bro, you probably could have like went
Yeah.
because you could rap, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I asked this question to hip hop, to the real hip hop people, like, if God said spit a verse to save your life, bro, I think you and the other niggas that I had on here could spit that fire. I might be dead, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm
Look
not a
at
rapper.
he said I might be a goner.
I'll be a goner, bro. Because y'all love this shit. Like you said, you a student of the game, bro. I was
Yeah.
rapping for the money, bro. I was trying to get my family out. I saw what I seen Gucci Man and all these niggas with all
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
I was rapping for. I never proclaimed to be like I'm the dopest rapper because that ain't what I want to rap for. I want to rap for
No,
the
facts.
money, bro. And I'm gonna be the first one to be honest about that. A lot of people don't. They want to say they the coldest. None of that shit matter, bro. Like
Yeah.
if you couldn't like you and my other niggas, shout out Mo and Dill, man. If you couldn't get paid off rap, would you rap?
Yeah, I mean,
See?
I ain't been getting paid like I wanted to this whole time. Shit, I just be doing it, and I love it. And then, the business part of it kind of turned into a little passion with it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would have to just do it. I would do it just cause,
Just
like,
cause
just
you a
cause,
hip
yeah.
hop, you
You
love
know,
this shit, bro.
I got no problem with going into just random like circles and just being at like random parties or spots and just rapping and I'll be okay with living like that and being in that situation and they like, oh, he was one of the best rappers I heard tonight. And we just chilling some random spot and they like, hey, he was rapping his ass off. You know what I mean? Like, and that to me is like, bet one person in here was like, hey, you was the coldest
You
one. You know what I
called
mean?
it, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Cause you put Pat. Okay, you back. You
Yeah, my
back.
fault. I said
Okay.
glitched.
Because you it's a passion for you, bro. Like rapping. I was rapping for the money, bro. Shit. I was rapping for the money. I ain't even gonna lie. I never it's easy to like make a song. I could just easily get in there and say I got 100,000,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
shit that ain't even gonna go far, bro. Like, but you niggas, y'all rap, bro. Like you one of them ones, bro, that you could rap, bro. And I always thought that of you. I told you that. Even in the second video that man, I was on the song with you. I was honored to be on that song with you.
Yeah,
When we
salute
shot
me.
when we shot the video inside of the thing, bro. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
bro. That
That
was
was
a
my
dope
shit.
experience. Yeah, that was a dope experience, dog. And you always been like that verse on there was so cold, bro. I'm like, no, I ain't finna spit with this nigga, so I'm finna just rap how I rap. Shit.
Ah, shit, that's my shit though. That's my shit. But I
But
feel like, but that verse you spit on that shit was like one of my favorite verses. I'm like, bro, he went crazy. Like he did his shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, for my
Like,
lane. So
yeah, yeah.
people think that I used to think that I was a big like cold, bro, but I never thought I was like I just put words together, bro.
All
Like
right.
I ain't no rapper. I was rapping for the money, bro. Like,
Yeah, no,
you know,
that's crazy to hear somebody when they say that. That's crazy, yeah. Like because a lot of people would just be like, nah, bro, and it's like if you don't do it for the passion, you don't gotta act like you do, fam.
no,
Just
I don't.
rap.
Shit, if it ain't no
Yeah.
money, shit, I wouldn't do that shit. I
He
drop
said ain't
it
no
on
money.
out.
Fuck that shit.
Shit,
Shit.
coming up with verses is kind of hard, bro. I ain't, you niggas got that shit down pat. I was telling my boy the other day, I'm gonna merge you niggas together, bro, so y'all niggas could do a record, dog, and we'll figure out how to shoot the video
Yeah.
type shit.
Let me know, fam. I got so many words in my head, bro. I be trying to, and I ain't rap.
Yeah, well,
I haven't recorded in a minute, fam. It's been like almost 12 months since I even recorded on the mic, bro. So it's like,
okay, let's get to this, bro. What was the first track you ever recorded, bro? What got Hektik, StreetTeam Hektik? What got you to want to rap, bro? Where did that come from? Who did you look up to, and be like, I want to rap? Like, what was you remember the first song? Let's get into that part of this situation.
okay, I wanted to rap just because my big bro and my three cousins. So I'm the youngest out of five boys. That's my immediate family. My cousins and my brother, me and my little sister. So I'm the youngest by 6 years. So I got three cousins and the older brother. They all rap, fam. All four of them can rap. And we used to go to parties and shit. You know, I was young, but they used to take me with them. And I remember seeing them cipher, and they just be my cousins and my brother, and then my brother was, you know, especially super dope. You know what I mean? But they could all rap, and I remember them having like this Bone Thug kind of vibe. You know, like they were a little bit of fast shit, a little bit of harmonized. You know, but they was cool as fuck. And I just remember seeing that, and I'm just like, damn. I want to do that, fam. Like that's, you know, all the girls like everybody at the party think you cool as a motherfucker. And I just remember like, yeah, I like music. I was a musician. I played in a band, you know, I played in church band. You know, I made it to honors man on the baritone. So musically, I'm already in tune. I'm trying to be a part of anything musical. You know what I mean? And then I just seen it, and then you know, like anybody else, you start mimicking the people that you see do shit. So I just started rapping with my friends, and I remember they geeked me up like, hey, you actually kind of good, bro. And I'm like, oh shit, for real. I'm like, for real? And they're like, yeah, no, like you really rapping type shit. And I'll never forget that shit. I'm like, damn, like that. They're like, bro, you rapping like it sounds like you recorded that shit. You know, and this is back in the day. We ain't had no type of access to no type of recording equipment. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, that's what's up, bro. And then that shit kind of got me going. So then I ended up moving down south. And when I got down south, and I was in Augusta, Georgia, and when I lived there, we moved across the bridge, and then you in South Carolina. So I moved to North Augusta, and there was this dude at this Mexican bar slash club, and my sister called me on the landline. Fan, that's how you know we OGs out here. Hit me, and I just so happened to be at the crib because if I wasn't at the crib, I would have never got the phone call. You know what I mean? And she called me like, "Hey, there's somebody out here talking about if he want people to rap for him, and he got a record label or something." And,
You
and I
know,
was like,
you
"What?"
hear that from everybody when you coming in.
Yeah, and I'm like 14, I think 15 at the time. I'm a teenager, bro. But I was heavily already lost to the streets type shit. Like I was 100% already into all the bullshit. You know what I mean? So I'm like, shit, I'm on the way. So I went and got my big cousin. You know, he be rapping and shit too. So we went to this place and show shit. Dog was out there listening to people rap and shit. Nigga, I went in there and rapped for like 30 minutes straight. And anybody that rapped, I was rapping at them. I wasn't rapping with them. I just started rapping at people. Like, bro, fuck that. Like, we finna rap for real. And then dog seen that shit. He signed me, and I do air quotes because that shit was a whole mess, fam. But he signed me or whatever, and he put me in the studio. And that was my very first song. It was me and my big cousin, and his rap name was Chief Mosey. It was me and Chief Mosey, and we had a song, and that shit was ass. That shit was trash. It
Some of our
wasn't.
first song is.
Yeah,
Some of
it
our first
wasn't.
songs
It
is.
it wasn't super trash like on some. Like we wasn't rapping. Like we was doing the as far as rapping and keeping cadence and shit like that. But the whole record was just, it was trash. But we wasn't talking about shit. We had no type of context to it. The hook didn't match anything we was talking about, fam. We was giving
How
shout outs.
old? How old was you?
I was 15. I was like 14, 15. I was like four. I think I was
Oh, okay.
14. Yeah, so and then I'm trying to talk all grown and shit. And then that was my very first song, bro. And I remember so my very first studio session ever was paid for by a dog with the record label. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
So
damn,
you
and you know what's fucked up? I forgot. I got to talk to my cousin. I forgot the name of the record label, bro. But it was a trip, bro. I ain't gonna lie, it was a trip.
dang, so you got this deal at like 15, huh?
Yeah, and then like it's the farthest we ever got was he signed me up for like I don't even know what the equivalent in Milwaukee would be the Heat from the Street. That's what it was called?
Yeah, he from the street.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Heat
yeah.
from the Street. So it was like something like that, but it was in Augusta. And then like he sent in whatever, and then he gave me these little paper flyers, and it was just words, you know what I'm saying? Like black ink like on red paper. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
and he was like, man, you could pass that out around at your school and all kind of shit. And my dumb ass did that shit with the first song ever. Like I never that was the first song. And like I said, the shit wasn't on point, fam. It wasn't on point, bro. So, but that was my first song experience, bro. It's crazy because that's crazy that it was at that level. You know what I mean? Because it could have been just on super, just some super ghetto shit. But he actually did give me the flyers and shit. So shout out to Dog.
Yeah, that's pretty dope though to have that at like 15. That's that it could have motivated you though. Like
No,
that
it did, but it ended so bad that all that shit went out the window. Because like I
so
said,
it's just like fuck it.
I
Yeah.
was like I said, I was fully on bullshit. So I had a street mentality as opposed to trying to do music mentality. You know what I mean? And I wasn't like the biggest gangster in the world or nothing, but I thought that I had to be a certain way. You know what I mean?
You want no
And
hoe though.
and yeah,
Basically.
and I'm one of them that was failed miserably by hip hop, fam. Like I thought this shit was real for a long time. You know what I mean? You know
Uh
what I'm saying? So like, and a lot of the shit I did in my life was definitely influenced by shit that I thought was real, bro. Like you know what I mean? Whole
them niggas
time,
died though. There's like NWA and all that fight the power. Like that's when it
yeah,
was like authentic, bro. That shit
right.
it,
But then
it
you know
turned to
it
a
took a
gimmick.
turn. It took a turn by the time the
Turned to a
2000s
gimmick.
came around.
Yeah. So who was some of the rappers that you like? I know I heard you say Bone Thugs and Harmony. I saw you share some with them earlier on your page.
Oh
So
yeah, I'm a super Bone Thug fan.
okay.
You know, I'm super regional, right? So like, I'm tribal, bro. Like so, like for example, like if somebody from outside of the United States was like, man, fuck USA, I'm like, man, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and then but then in America, when I'm here, if somebody was like, man, fuck Wisconsin, man, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, and then if we in Wisconsin and you say fuck Milwaukee, I'm like, man, fuck y'all. You know what I mean? Because I'm
So
I'm about
basically
where I'm
you back
from.
in where you yeah.
Yeah, I'm about from where I'm from. So the longest I ever lived my whole life was the Midwest.
So
So
that's
I'm a Midwest. I love all that. I love from the crucial conflicts to Twister, Speed Not Mobsters, Bone Thug to Tech Nine. You know what I mean? And
do or
then to
die.
Eminem.
Gotta say do or die.
No, do or die. Facts. Big super facts.
Yeah,
Do or
that's
die,
my boy.
bro. And then just to take it as far as Eminem,
Yeah.
Kanye. You know, all them people, bro. You know, and I love it. I love the Midwest shit, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like, and at one point in time, there was a sound that was all kind of identifying of that, but now we got different sounds. So nothing wrong with that. But I'm from the era of everybody. The double time, the triple time, the
But
the melodies.
how you is though is how these California niggas is, bro. You the same, like they got their own island. Like
Yeah,
California don't need nobody else because there's so many people here. Like Nipsey Hussle, bro. Like when I've been here 10 years, bro. When I was there, I ain't know shit or really like no shit about Nipsey Hussle, bro. Like I'm because I know he did a song with Rizzy, years ago, but we ain't really care too much for California music, bro.
that's crazy. I love that shit.
But like California, I really didn't. Besides the Dre, Pac, but
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they
yeah,
go like a YG, bro. Like you just think about it. It's a nigga out here named Mozzie. The nigga so cold, bro. But like
yeah,
a lot of people back home, they wouldn't like that shit, bro. On the
yeah.
real.
That's crazy. I love Mozzie, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He dope
Yeah,
as hell, but like how Nipsey always say, bro, your section. That nigga,
yeah,
like out here, this nigga is big as Tupac, bro. Even
yeah.
before he passed, when I moved out here, that's all everybody talked about was Nipsey Hussle. And I'm just like, I'm like, me, I'm just like, I was like you, like, y'all know Twister and Do or Die, but they ain't know these, they don't know, they know Twist, but they don't know them like that, bro. They
No,
don't.
right.
So they artists out here like 1,000%. That's what I love about California. They got their own beach, they own everything. Niggas going platinum, just living here. Like
Type
it's
shit. Damn.
crazy. Yeah, they don't need nobody else. Everybody else need LA.
Facts. Yeah, you got to go get that market if you want to be on like you want to.
Exactly. That's my whole point, bro. The
Yeah,
market that we gotta get coming from everywhere else besides Atlanta, we go in Houston, maybe they got their shit cracking, but they all come and live in Los Angeles, bro.
that's facts. Yeah, no, that's facts. Cause like a LA artist don't gotta like you said they don't
They
gotta
don't
market.
need
They don't gotta
nobody else.
corner no other market, fam. They good in
No,
theirs.
they could just stay here. It's niggas out here popping, bro, that y'all probably would never know, bro. That I just hear on the daily, and it's just like they don't need nobody else, and that's
No,
what
they don't. Facts. But if you want to be popular, you want to be pop, like pop culture, status, you need LA to be on your.
You need LA,
Yeah,
bro.
they gotta fuck with you.
And probably New York, they probably just like LA too, because they got their own shit, bro. Them two markets got their own. Like New York really don't need nobody either, because they like the biggest, bro. It's niggas in New York that get so much love and shit. You know what I'm saying? But we hear about them because LA and New York is like the top two, bro. That's,
Yeah.
you know, and everything else is in between. But like, we got to shout out niggas like Kanye, Chief Keef. Them the ones who Nelly. We got to say Nelly, bro.
Nelly, bro. I hate when they be sleeping on Nelly, fam.
They sleep on Nelly, bro. But them the niggas who like Twister, from a long time ago. He was on shit with Jay-Z and them. So
Yeah, that's
the
crazy.
niggas who just like pulled the Midwest up to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who got people like, okay, we in the middle. We talking our shit in the middle, bro. But before that, it was just like, okay, we was overlooked, bro. We was overlooked to niggas like really do Diamond and shit. And he did his shit. And a lot of Chief Keef and Kanye, them the two niggas. We had like an R. Kelly, though. But R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's facts.
Shit, saying Chicago, you know.
You got Jeremiah.
He did his shit. Cuckoo did his shit for Milwaukee. Like, that was coming, bro, but I don't think we'll ever be like Los Angeles, and because you need them, bro. You need Los Angeles and New York, bro.
You got it. If you want to be a status where you are considered to be a pop culture artist, bro, like somebody who's top 40 hits, period. You gotta get LA, brother. You gotta go that way no matter what. There's no
getting the Grammys and shit.
Yeah, there's no way around it, bro. You have to go see them. You know, they like hip hop to all the other music. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So let me ask you this, bro. Okay. We've been fighting our whole life. Like, when did you like learn about like this industry being so fucked up, devilish, Illuminati? When did you learn about that?
I mean, I feel like I knew about that even before I started. You know, like I said, on a regular basis, fam, if you just was to hit me up, heck, what up? I'm like, what up, fam? And we just get to chopping it up, I'm immediately gonna start talking about some type of fucking conspiracy theory or something that I'm like, hey man, you hear about this shit?
Okay.
That's crazy that happened like that. You know what I'm saying? So I've always come into it with that, like, damn, you know, they say this is kind of evil, you know what I mean? And then I was raised in church growing up too, so I remember going to the pastor's house and his kids be like, shit, we don't get to watch nothing. We don't see nothing. Like, we don't watch no TV. We don't watch no Disney. We don't watch no motherfucking nothing. We don't listen to no worldly music. Like, none of that shit. And I'm like, holy shit, you know? So I always knew about certain shit going on. And I'm just like, you know, and like I said, I thought the shit was real too. So it kind of was like, it was a battle I had with myself because I'm like, I know this shit real, but at the same time, I know this shit kind of evil. You know what I mean? So it's like, but then I found out it wasn't real, and that shit fucked my whole life up, bro. I was like, damn, this shit crazy. Like, I put a lot of effort into this bullshit. Like,
yeah, and that's the point that I was trying to get at, bro, because it's like I've been blood, sweat, and tears trying to make it into this. It's a devil's game, bro. So it made me like, damn, like, in order to get like all the way up there, bro, you got to do some shit, bro.
you got to
like,
do some weird shit, some bullshit, and some bitch shit. All that shit.
For all these years, you see me wake up, I put God first all the time, but we chasing the devil, bro. And it's just weird because it's like, once you get there, like I done heard so many stories living out here, it's just ridiculous, bro.
Man, I'm already knowing over there be crazy
so
too out
crazy,
there.
bro. Like, it's fucking ludicrous, my nigga. I'm not
going that shit crazy.
And I hear them on the daily from rich people and from like people just out here, like people out here where I'm at. I'm like a drive to Chicago from Hollywood. Like, we getting in our car driving to Chicago. That's how far I am from Hollywood, like an hour and 30 minutes. Bro, I hear
so you right there.
Shit, and it's just like, I kind of feel bad at myself for going so hard because I'm like, I'm walking to the devil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the theory I'm trying to say. Like, bro, the closer I get, the closer it's gonna be some crazy shit that I'm probably
just
end up popping a nigga or
some evil shit that really don't got nothing to do to help you, bro.
Exactly, bro. So
You know,
that's just a crazy. That's what I want to get your theory. Like niggas, blood, sweat, and tears trying to make it in the game that you surrounded by devils.
right? See, but check me out. So I remember this another. You know, I like that we having this conversation, bro, because like I got plenty of examples where I could use you yourself, bro. You know, like I remember you was always having your shit either way though. Like the rap shit never really made it to where like, oh, if Bigg Rick do this or not, he gonna be off. You know what I'm saying? Nah, Bigg Rick was on. He was on point. He had everything he needed to have in order. And then the rap shit was just he trying to make something off that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So you know, and I feel like when people go through that, because that's how I am too. You know, I live pretty well. I live decent, and I already have enough. If I wanted to, I could just be like, shit, I don't really need much else. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I feel like when it's people like us, men like us that do shit like that, you kind of see that you don't need to do all this fake shit and all this weird shit.
yeah,
I gotta live in. And then I also see through making a living and being in the like working like the workforce as long as I have,
yeah.
I see the escalation. I could make some more paper. You know, I still got options to grow. You know what I mean? As opposed to I gotta make this rap shit or my whole life is gone. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. You're right. That's why me, like you said, bro. All these years, what a person don't know about Rick is I always had a job, bro.
I
I
remember
was
when I found
leaving
that
the
out. I
I was
remember when I
leaving
found
the
that out,
club.
bro.
So this all like you said, bro, all that other shit that I was doing was just extra, bro. Like my family was straight, bills was paid, everything. Everything else was like extra to me, bro. Like I
Yes.
always had a job, bro. Like forever. No matter what, bro. So
Yeah, I remember.
it
That's what
wasn't
I'm saying.
no pressure on me, like you said, to try to like do crazy shit or fuck over people. You know what I'm saying? Or hey man, I need everybody to come to the show. You gotta pay the five. That five wasn't really my bills paid, bro. It was just really like a platform. Smash
Yeah.
was a platform to me and all my artists to where we could go rap. This what y'all want to do? Let's go rap, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The promotion of the clubs was just like, okay, we got the rap scene. Like we known with the rap, but now we need to get known with the club goers because it
Yeah.
was so different back in the days, bro. Which bring me to my next topic. They used to hate, like when we was doing all these events, you know, me and Money, bro, so many celebrities, you know what I'm saying, to Milwaukee. They used to hate when we put local acts on, bro. And it just bothered. I mean, I'm happy how the city progressed to now they want to see the local people. They getting, you know,
Yeah.
they
Yeah. Yeah.
paying the local people, but bro, they hated local people when me and Money was doing our shit when we transferred from Smash to the clubs. It was over. I hope y'all ain't gonna have all these fucking rappers and if we got so much slack that nobody knew about, it's crazy. They did not want local people performing at the major events in Milwaukee, bro.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so happy that it just came to like now they want Steve the Stoner, Big Frank. Now they at every event. So it's just like we went through the hell so they could catch the good action now, bro.
No, that's facts.
So that's kind of crazy, bro. What's your like take on that? Do you think it's just moving with the time?
Yeah, you know, I think the the knowledge, like I said, so it's crazy because I don't really watch sports and shit like that, and I'm not really into all that shit. But I know for a fact that bringing Giannis to Milwaukee and everything they built around him and his name and how his talent, I watched that happen in real time. Like, oh shit, now the city kind of got like a buzz, and I don't know how to explain it, but it has a buzz. I'm sure like when you moved over there, it was just the vibe and the air. Everything was different over there because it's LA. It's a different,
Yeah.
you know, it's a different, you know, you just like when you go on vacation. That's why people go on vacations. When you hit that island, the beach and the water and you know that shit, the whole vibe is different, bro. Your shit is just at a different level. So I feel like that buzz was set through the whole, you know, they're developing downtown and all that shit. And I
Yeah.
feel like, you know, just saying the word Milwaukee out there, like, you know, there's major shit going on. Yeah, Milwaukee, the Bucks, Milwaukee, you know what I'm saying? Now it's in all kind of movies and shit. And I notice Milwaukee
Especially
a
if
lot
this,
more now. They say
especially if
Milwaukee a
this
lot
too.
more. What
A
happened?
championship, bro.
Yeah, you know, so they had the championship. So now it's like, oh, Milwaukee Bucks won the championship. So the city of
Yeah.
Milwaukee, you know, it's like, bro, the name is out there more than ever before. So, you know, I feel like that buzz brought an attention that people capitalized on. And it also brought people, instead of like trying to come drain everything out of the city, it brought a couple people who was like, well, shit, I just want to, you know, show y'all how to do it the right way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, as opposed to like, I'm trying to just get every dollar I can out of you right now. Hey, man, let me show you how to, you know. And I feel like they took advantage of it. They started learning shit. They started listening. Oh, I could do that. Now you got people like JP, Big Frank. Big Frank killing
Yeah.
it. Big Frank on the motherfucking tear right now, fam. Like, it's like,
Shout out Big
you
Frank.
know. So it's
Yes,
like,
sir.
bro, and I'm just watching it like, this is fucking great, fam. Like, this is the shit.
Which
You know,
which
like,
which which should mean you should get back in that studio and drop a project, bro.
man, I be like, I think about that shit all the time. But like we was just talking about though, like, I'm really just chasing. What am I chasing? You know what I mean? Like, but I feel you though. I got some shit that I
No, because you know what because even me, this is a secret, bro, but I'm working on the album. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know that. You know, y'all gonna get it when y'all get it, but it's just like we do got fans, bro. You got fans.
yeah, I
You get
feel
what
you.
I'm
Shit.
but like my only advice, if you do drop, is drop direct to consumer first.
Yeah,
Before it hit the platform, see if you can make $200-300. You got the merch, the shirt look good, by the way. You know what I'm
yeah, good
saying?
shit. Good looking.
You know, package that up with, you know what I'm saying? Don't nobody got CDs, but you can still like, man,
No,
like
right.
I'm a
QR codes
package
and
some
shit.
shit. I'm a package of vinyl, t-shirts, flash drive, the podcast get. I'm a package all that, bro. And I know I can sell, you know, sell it to some people.
No,
You got
right.
fans, bro. Like you
Hey,
do
and we,
got fans.
it's crazy you say that, bro, because on some real shit, and I want to say this because I feel like it's a crucial piece of advice for other artists and shit. But I made the most money ever out of music off doing drops, like doing hoodie drops and
Yeah.
t-shirt drops. Shit, that's the most money I ever made doing music, bro. Like I
And that's
sold
the
500.
shit,
I
bro.
sold 500 CDs before. Like when I did the first Die Slow, I sold 500 copies of that at $5, and I made more doing T-shirts. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
why you gotta bundle it up next time, bro.
no,
Like
you ain't wrong at all. You ain't wrong at all.
you
No
gotta
bullshit.
bundle
That's
that shit, bro.
all right.
You good?
Yep, I'm valid.
Y'all okay, bet. So yeah, bro, it's good to just like bundle that shit up, dog. Like that, and that's what I'm gonna do, bro. Because I know I got like, you know, I got the book out, Surviving the Hood, bro. And it's just
Bro, and
like,
shout out to that too, bro. I forgot to say that. Like, I've been thinking about writing a book for years, right? So when I see my brothers and doing that shit live time, bro, I'm like, bro, this is craziness, bro.
it's so simple, bro. Like you know, if you don't know how to do it, I could walk you through it, bro. It was it ain't even no money up front, bro. But I just sold 60 copies at $10, bro.
That's amazing. Like, what?
Yeah, and I'm not an author, just like I'm not a rapper, bro. But I just told
Yeah,
a story. I told a
yeah.
story, bro, and had an editor edit my shit, and it was a rap. I just told a story, bro. So, and I'm working on doing like the 3D animated series of the book. That's coming in the winter.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like you can watch like the PJs. Every chapter
Oh,
gonna be an episode. So that's what I'm
let's
working on
go.
behind the scenes.
Log on
But
some executive shit. Let's get
yeah,
it.
I'm on some bullshit over here, bro. Like I
That's what's
always
up.
did that, even with
Oh,
like
bro, but look, listen to what I'm saying, bro. The artistry still there, bro. You always gonna want to create something because you want to create. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't got to be because you the best rapper or nothing. But like you said, you got the book and then series come out of that. Like, I literally think in that way, bro. Like anytime I think of any idea, I think about, oh, would it be a dope movie? Would it be a dope t-shirt?
exactly.
Would it be a dope graphic? Would it be a dope logo if I did this? Would it be this? Like, and I just think of a whole brand for every single song I ever
And
made,
that's
man.
what you gotta do, bro.
No
That's how we
bullshit.
gotta think. We gotta think out of the box. Like it's bigger than just music. It's so much shit you could do. Like I said, bro, you could drop a single tomorrow and just have your t-shirts, bro. With
That's
like
crazy.
whatever song you drop. Broke ass baby mama, and you can have a t-shirt with that on it. And it's gonna sell.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because you do got fans, bro. That's what I had to learn, bro, because I was basically done with all this shit. Because like you said, bro, niggas living decent. Like, I ain't got to do none of this shit, bro. But I
Yeah.
was sitting there done, and then some just told me, like, it just popped in my head, like, bro, because my last run, you know, I was managing corporate money management. I had Baby J. Like, I was getting that nigga cracking. I had every artist that I was managing, nigga, was right there, bro. But then something happened in their life. And I'm not getting into that to where it just like put me like, damn, I'm 3 step back again and make me want to go quit and shit. And like, damn. Especially Baby J. We was right there. I was talking to labels for that nigga. Baby J trapping ass. He was on here last week. Like, it was,
No,
we
yeah,
was
you was going crazy with him, yeah.
man, dog, and then shit, them people came, fucked
Yeah.
everything up. So now he got to get his shit right. You know, we can't really do nothing. So it just had me like, I got to get back to what I do, bro. I got to start like the Bigg Rick train up. That's what made me start the podcast. That's what got me did the book. That's what got me like doing all this other shit. Like, I'm finna bring the Faded Vodka back too. So it's just like,
Let's go.
I had to like get back to me because it was like I was putting all my time and effort. Like, if I manage you, I'm putting everything into you, bro.
Yeah.
Anybody I manage, I put everything in them. I ain't care about nothing else. I was working and I'm trying to get my artist to the next level. You know what I'm saying? For my little 15%, like, that's my contract, 15%, like, on the money that I make you. So if I'd be like, bro, let's start this clothing line, Blase Skippy, let's do this, book shows. I was going hard for my 15%, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I got to make my 15%. That's it. That ain't even, you know, that's a standard management contract. So,
But I'm glad you said that, fam, because that's what I imagined it always was until motherfuckers try to act like that's not what it was. They was like, nah, you got to give me this much up front, and then I'm gonna
no,
take
that's
care of
scam.
you.
That's scam, bro.
Facts. That's how I feel too. Like I'm like, bro, that don't make no sense because what are you doing for the money then? You're not
That's
doing
scamming,
nothing.
bro.
Ain't no work involved if I just give you the money up front, fam. Like
That's
not
bullshit.
you don't got no type of hunger to go get your percent. You know what I'm saying? Like you should have a reason to want to go do the shit. But if I just pay you up front, you ain't got no shit. I already got paid. I don't need to do shit no more, really.
Like, God, the person I am, done did that corporate money management. No artist ever gave me shit, bro. I recorded niggas for free. Like, I took a big ass loss in doing all this shit, but I ain't care because I had passion because I wanted to see people make it, bro. And it wouldn't hurt me. Like, I wouldn't. I mean, you come and record my lights bill and shit, but that ain't really nothing because I got to pay that anyway because I got a
Right.
family type shit.
Yeah.
Even like for my artists, my management artists, I got so good at doing graphics. It was like, we ain't got to pay nobody for graphics. I'm going to do it for free because I'm trying to, like, if I sign you, I'm trying to get you, I'm going to do everything, bro. I'm going to do everything, but it's just like, me putting all that into one person and it go left, bro, that'll take everything out of you, bro.
Man, I'm already
Going
knowing.
left mean not me, bro. Like, had to get locked up, Lord forbid.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm pushing you get locked up. Now, everything I was working for is down the drain, bro.
Yeah, there's nothing. The product gone, fam. That's the
It's
product,
over, bro. And that's what made me say I got to still be like that, but I got to put my eggs in different baskets. I got to go back to me, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's what I've been doing. So let's get to this. Like, you had one of your biggest albums, Welcome to the South Side 3. What did that project did for you, bro?
Wait, which one was it?
Welcome to the South Side.
No, that's not me.
What?
Hell no. No, yeah, that's not me. But I was on there.
You wasn't part of no compilation, Welcome to the South Side?
No, I was on there. Yeah, I was on there. I had a
You was on
record
the
on
song
there.
with that. So that was the compilation.
Yeah, it's a compilation. I just had a record on there.
So the Die Slow is your biggest project, right?
Die Slow is probably my most. Yeah, listen, like I said, my first Die Slow I sold 500 copies. And to me that was some good shit. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, hell yeah.
that was like I was like, damn, to me that's like going gold and shit. I'm like, oh, I sold this out the trunk, fam. Like, and then I didn't even have, no, I had like the little insert with the CD printed on and shit. You know what I mean? And I remember it took me longer than it was supposed to, but that's definitely my most sold, should I say? But Die Slow 2 is my most up to date, and it's the cleanest sound of shit I got. Shout out to Icon Verse.
Icon, the one who he recorded.
Yeah, Icon had me. He invited me to the studio. He invited me to the studio, like on some. Hey, I see you've been showing me love, supporting and shit. You should come through and I'll record a song for you. He like on the house type shit. And I was like, oh,
Okay.
for real? And then to be honest, I usually don't like doing shit like that because anytime somebody ever try to give you some free shit, they either fuck up and then since it's free, they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I don't take shit for free, bro.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that
I
free shit,
believe in that 8 Mile movie. Free come with a dick up in your ass, or they gonna
no
say
bullshit. They always want something, and
exactly.
like I said, if it doesn't go right, it was free, so they don't give a fuck really about your shit because it's free. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, I don't like that shit. But yeah, I forgot the fuck I was talking about, nigga. I'm tripping.
The studio, how it sounded, bro.
The studio. Oh yeah, Icon. Yeah. So then he had me come through, and he gave me the studio session, and then he like kind of coached me because I never really fuck with auto tune like that. As long as I've been rapping, I never really took the step to fuck with auto tune like that. And he kind of coached me and shit, whatever. And he had me sounding crazy. I was like, oh shit, this sounds fucking nuts. You know what I mean? Like I never
Yeah,
heard myself like this. I never heard myself in this way, bro. So that shit that shit helped a lot. And I'm like, bro, that's what I need. I want to record with somebody who's gonna, you know, not be scared to be like, hey, bro, you should try this. Let me try this real quick and tell me what you think type shit. Like, because a lot of people just like, click, click. All right, fam. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, you done? All right, click, click. And they'll mix your shit and get you the fuck up out of there. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it'd be some easy shit too. Like some shit like, hey, bro, maybe you should not say this and maybe you should try something like this. It'd be just real quick input through the headphones and shit. Hey, maybe try something like this instead of that. Cause like it's clashing or whatever, anything. Just any type of just have some input, you know what I mean? And shout out to
yeah.
Icon. Shout out to Icon, bro. He a beast with that, bro. He'll make sure
Icon.
he makes sure
Where's
you sound
studio at?
great.
Give his info out, man, just in case.
Oh, he in Houston, bro. I don't even know the name of his shit.
Oh wow, that was
Yeah.
so you recorded the whole album in Houston?
No, I recorded in Milwaukee, but he moved to Houston since then.
Oh, he moved to Houston.
Yeah, he moved to Houston since then. But shout out to Icon. You can look him up, bro. Icon verse. He
Yeah,
got the
make sure
studio in
y'all
Houston.
tap in the dude if you're in the Houston area.
Yeah,
So you shot a whole lot of videos too, bro. Like, what was your favorite video to shoot, bro?
man, my favorite video had to be. Damn, that's crazy because I had so many.
Yeah,
Uh,
you got a lot of videos.
damn, bro, I really can't. I say my favorite, absolute favorite video I've ever been a part of. It was just part of the team. It was Loud and Neek the Beast had the song Loud, and we was at my cousin Paco crib and shit. We was about to do the video, and then moms had came home and shut that shit the fuck down. She was like, "Hey, everybody gotta get the fuck out." We was like 30 deep in the attic and shit. Hey, so then we couldn't find nowhere to go, and shout out to super big shout out to High Rise Inferno. Uh, he was like, "Shit, fuck it, we just gonna go to me and my girl crib type shit." At the time, and we fucking went, and that shit was on like 63rd and Villard, bro. We was on 28th and National, and we went to 63rd and Villard, and we all went into this basement. And shout out to Too Much Movement. That
Shout
they
out
had a
to those.
they,
Hey,
they
they was feeling shit, bro.
they had a whole era, bro. They had a whole era where they was the shit, and
And you know what was funny about Too Much Movement? Man, Monte Carlo really kind of like started them. They was doing their shit, but nigga, we had a deal like Master P with their ass. That's why you saw so many videos,
no,
bro.
right,
Man, bro signed like a 20 video deal with them niggas, and the price was so low, nigga. Like it
no,
was,
right.
it was shout out for the love that they did, bro. I mean, they gave us, but you know,
Hey, but shout out to Baloo, bro, because he was the first person to ever do that with me, and hey, he like gave me the contract for the video and shit. And
yeah,
I was like, oh, hey, and it makes sense because look at where Fam at now. He out there doing corporate commercials and shit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
bro. You got to start somewhere. So he needed that because you know I do videos too. I done shot some videos for niggas out here, so I know it's kind of hard, and I know that the deal he gave us was just like crazy. You know
no
what I'm saying?
bullshit.
It's crazy, bro. But yeah, shout out them, man, and
But yeah, so they did that video, the Loud video, and we was down there. We down there smoked the QP in that bitch because it was about smoking bag and shit. We was in that bitch. Twisted, fam. That shit was crazy. So that was probably my favorite video, and it wasn't even mine type shit. I was just in there on some cameo shit.
And it's funny because you cameoed in All I Know Is Milwaukee, bro.
Hell yeah, I was out there, man. I remember that.
You was on the scene, bro. I think a lot like you was on the scene, bro. You was fucking with us hard, bro, and we appreciate that, bro.
No bullshit, man. No, I remember when I pulled up on to Oasis that one night. I was faded. I
Yeah,
walked
you
in that
can't.
bitch. I walked in that bitch faded.
It was so crazy because they really tried to like treat the South Side. And with my next thing, do you think the South Side was overlooked, bro? On the music?
I feel like, yeah, I feel like shit. I mean, but at the same time, it was never you know, like even now, if you look at JP and Big Frank and them, and like I would imagine somebody from not from here, they wouldn't even think, north side, south side. Like they don't think
No.
about sides. They just see that's Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like I never really tripped about that whole shit because shit, if nobody did it yet, nobody did it yet. So you got to put yourself to where now, you're being recognized as a South Side Milwaukee artist, and then you the one that created that to the other people that's not from here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think
Yeah.
we never got to that level. So I'm like, shit. I mean, it's not really overlooked, And at the same time, I feel like people be like, oh, well, they not fucking with us. No, that's not true, bro. I went everywhere on the north.
You went everywhere.
Everywhere. It
That
didn't
was my
matter.
next
It don't
thing.
matter where the fuck we was at, fam. I'm pulling up.
You and the nigga Burnham, dog, and your cousin Six. Y'all niggas was everywhere.
No bullshit, bro. And Six was another one. Like he adopted that shit that Burnham was on way faster than me. So like it went from Burnham being like, fam, you gotta come through, bro. You're like, just do the shit. It went from being Burnham in my ear to then when me and Six started doing the street team shit, because I had street team with Bad News for years.
Yeah, I
And then
remember Bad
and
News.
then me and Six came to an agreement that he's the one that helped me launch the whole shit that people know now. Street Team Inc. and shit. Street
Yeah,
Team, he's the one that was like, no, we shouldn't say that. We should call it like something like Inc. or something. You know what I mean? So then that's why we started doing it. So shout out to Six because he's a major player. You know what I mean?
shout out to Six again, man. That's
But we went everywhere, fam, and Six adopted that shit quick. There was a lot of times I didn't want to do shit, bro. I'm like, man, I'm tired or whatever. And he's like, no, fuck that, fam. We gotta go. Like, come on, man, we gotta do that shit.
dope, bro.
So like, but everywhere. I'm talking about anywhere anybody was like, we doing a show here. When I was on that, we pull up. It could be just me. It could be me and Six. It could be 13 of us. It could be, whatever. But we coming. We gonna go wherever we at.
And it's so funny because a lot of people don't know is I lived on the South Side. When I moved from Clybourne, I moved to 23rd and Orchard. Then I moved to South Milwaukee.
Shit.
I was South Side, bro. For a long,
That's
everybody recorded on. That's why I met Lil Dave and Drill and all them caseloads.
Yeah.
I met them on the South Side. So a lot of people don't know. Well, everybody who recorded with me know they had to come to the South Side, bro.
Right.
I was South Side. I remember we shot Burnham video on Burnham. I was 23rd and Orchard between Orchard and Lampton, and we shot it on. We shot his shit on. Like when we shot your video, when we shot Bandanas. I was living on 23rd and Green.
See, I ain't know that. A
lot of people ain't know that I was on the South Side. Then I just moved from the South Side because a nigga got killed right in front of my house. I was scared. I was leaving Smash. A nigga got killed right in front of my house. I thought a nigga tried to rob the studio because I was recording everybody in there.
Yeah.
And after that, nigga, I had to move the family because my baby was babies now. They grown as hell now. So we moved to South Milwaukee. So that's when the dungeon, that's when everybody came to the dungeon, bro.
Yeah, that's where I recorded Salute Me verse.
In the dungeon, bro. Yep. I got all you niggas verses, everybody who recorded in the dungeon. I got a hard drive with everybody who I recorded. Everybody, bro.
That's crazy.
Crazy, bro, because
that's crazy to keep up with that, fam. Like a lot of people just delete that shit.
Bro. I got like if you recorded Salute Me is in this hard drive. You know what I'm saying? I got everything.
That's dope.
It's kind of crazy because niggas ain't know that because I didn't claim the South Side. I really ain't claimed shit. It was all I know is Milwaukee for me, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's like out here, bro. If you're a blood, you're a Crip. If you're a blood, bro, you can't promote to the Crips. You get what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Yes. So that's how it is out here, bro. like the gang shit.
Yeah.
That shit real, bro. So I ain't want to be boxed in by like saying, because I rep Clybourne, I rep 38th Street. Everywhere I live, I rep that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Yeah.
like,
So for me, it's crazy, right? Because the only reason I was saying that Southside shit's so tough is because everybody made it a thing. Not you, but
it was the thing.
yeah, no, but for me, like, so okay, so check me out. So I came to Milwaukee right after the whole Southside indictment and all that shit, and everybody got shit changed. You know what I mean? So I came right after that. So coming right after that, it was different for me because I had to, adapt to the new shit that motherfuckers was doing. It wasn't the same as before. You know what I mean? So to me, I'm just trying to be a real one everywhere I step. You know what I mean? No matter where I'm at, no matter what I'm doing, I'm just trying to uphold a certain set of standards, and I'm just trying to be like that. You know what I mean? Uh, so the Southside shit, to me, I was like, shit, I'm just trying to be the best rapper. Like, I don't really give a fuck about this and that. But then I started to care about it because everybody was like, oh, we got street team. They from the South Side, bro.
Yeah.
And then they made it like a thing, like coming straight from the South Side. And then low key, I took on to that shit so much like I did because it was a thing. I would say it, and everybody's like, "Oh shit!" I literally remember seeing people turn around and look at me like, "Yeah, Southside in this bitch." And I remember I used to just say that, "Southside in this bitch, nigga, street team, let's get it." And I just seen people look just because I said that, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" Just because. So getting the reaction, I was like, "Shit, I might as well," you know. And then
But that's
it just
kind of a
turned into
good thing though, if you inside of Milwaukee and you come to Smash that's on center, like somewhere the east side, like the heart,
yeah, yeah,
and you coming from the south side, it's like you got your own coach, bro. Like,
yeah, yeah,
so so that was dope to me. Like when Burnham would start doing open mic, he started doing open mics with the South Side, saying that shit along when I like first met him type shit.
yeah,
And he always got all the love, bro,
yeah,
because he was the only one in that bitch that was saying the South Side.
right.
It wasn't no beef. It ain't like we beefing North beefing with South. It wasn't never that. It was like,
No, yeah.
it's like,
But they
damn, y'all.
but I feel like they try to make it like that. They always try to make it like, oh,
It did get to a point where people was like, and I think it came with animosity because y'all was bringing to the most people too.
type shit. You know what I
You
mean?
know,
So, but
niggas get. Go ahead.
I was just trying to, like I said before, I was just trying to uphold the shit motherfuckers need. That I thought everybody was saying, all right, this is what you got to do. So I just did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
so you ain't really had no like no
but
you had yeah.
yeah, but it's one thing I definitely got to say it. I'm on your show, bro, because this is the perfect platform to say it. I remember RIP to KCO. I don't know if you know
All right.
KCO.
Yeah, I know KCO. He
Yeah,
funny
so
flower who got him out here.
no bullshit, fam. Like super love the fam. You know what I mean? RP the fam. I remember going over there to go fuck with my guy Kenzie. Shout out to Two Official, but I went to go fuck with Kenzie over there, right? And then I remember I walked in, and KCO is Southside. But I don't know how I don't know if it's because of race or whatever, but it never really clicked to a lot of people that he was Southside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So then I went up in there. We about to go in the studio, or whatever, and then he said something. He was like, "Oh yeah, the king of the Southside, huh?" And he kind of like made it like a joke type shit. And I
yeah,
was like, and then this is my whole point of the story is I never said that. I never once said nothing about the best of, the greatest of, the king of, the boss of. I never said none of that shit. You'll never catch me saying those because I'm not like that. I just say where I'm from. I'm from the
yeah,
South Side, fam. This is what we on. This is where I'm from. But I've never been like, yeah, the greatest to ever do it from the. I never ever was on stage like I'm the greatest to ever do it from the South Side, or I'm the best. I'm a South Side. No, nobody on the South Side can fuck them. None of that. I've never done none of that. So, I told him that. I was like, shit, I never said that. So that's the point I always wanted to get across on a podcast platform. Like, bro, I never said I'm the greatest of nothing, fam.
but I think it's like they might have gave you the title because you was the only one really like saying it, bro. Like, if you're the only one like saying South Side, or they
Yeah,
might say they might just it's just attached to you. Like this nigga is the South Side. Because I remember at one point before I met you, like Burnham was the South Side. He was one of the first ones that bridged that gap because I did not know anybody from the South Side, bro, coming to them North Side shows. And it was DJ Eleazar who really the one, because he from South Side and South Milwaukee. He the one who was validating Burnham, dog, because you know he was core. So you core is like you core. So he was validating Burnham, dog, like the hardest with the South Side shit, because he was the first one that I know was saying South Side. So everybody like took the Burnham like this nigga is the South Side because it wasn't nobody else. Then y'all came along. Then it was just like, oh, then everybody popping up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and then that's what made it like now it's like the birth of the South Side. You know, so when Burnham, you know, he in and out of jail and shit, it was really just you at one point.
Yeah,
And
you know, I was just trying, and I was like I said, I was just trying to put on like, and we didn't even get shows on the South Side at that point, bro. I had to meet Rock Solid and shit. Like
it was so crazy because y'all did. That's why I think I was telling you, man, start doing shit over here. Me and Monte Carlo, we did get that bar. I think it was on 17th and Greenfield on the corner. We did start doing shit on the South Side, bro.
I remember that ghetto ass.
Yeah, it was a ghetto bar, bro.
No, that shit got shut down quick on what?
Yeah, the South Side was an untapped market for that, bro. And I think you could have been the face of that shit, bro. Like on the real, like you said, wasn't nobody getting shows on the South Side, bro.
Yeah, no, there was a long time. I'm pretty sure I performed over a year before I performed on the South Side.
Yeah, and that's crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, we talking on some real. Let's just say real talk. I did a show every week. That's 52 shows I did before I ever touched the South Side.
That's crazy, bro.
And I'm saying South Side at every show. So it's like,
that's what I'm saying. Crazy. You brought the South Side to the North Side. You and Burnham, y'all are the kings of the South Side in my eyes because I didn't know anybody else from the South Side, bro. Like for real. And I'm thinking hard. I really ain't know like nobody from the South Side. I met Burnham first, then I met you, and then it was just like for years it's just been y'all two, and then the Hektiks, and I mean not the Hektiks, the Big Six.
Yeah,
like I met you before I met Big Six. Was he at the Bandanas video? If you
no, hell no.
It was Bad News.
Yep, Bad News.
So yeah, it was like y'all is the pioneers of the South Side, bro. So I would imagine like KCO, he probably was South Side, but then he was screaming Chicago because that's
type shit.
I ain't never heard him scream South Side, bro. He probably been on the South, but he was Chicago when he came and performed anywhere. Shit. So he probably heard you say that, and he was from the South Side, but never said, you know, probably just said that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but he wasn't saying South Side, so he was saying Chicago. So that's where everybody know him. That's where everybody know him from, because that's where Money met him at. And
that's some shit I ain't know. I ain't know that.
Yeah. So like he was Chicago. Money and him did songs in Chicago, and I think Money was the one that I don't know if he brought him over here. I don't know how he got here. I can get the facts, but that's probably why he said that, because he was the South Side, but you said it and claimed it, and he probably like King, huh? You know, it's just probably some stuff we don't know. You know, God rest his soul. But in my eyes, and in a lot of people's eyes, bro, Teen done did that. Everybody, bro. You and Burnham was the South Side, and everybody else came after that. That's what I know.
Yeah, and that's what's up. You know, like I said, I just wanted to say, hey, I never said that because I'm not like that. I'm a firm believer in. I don't say shit that should be said by people about me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't say, hey, I'm the hottest lyricist ever. No, I don't say that. Somebody else got to say that. If they say it, then that means something. Me saying, of course, I think that, fam. Like, why I got to say that shit?
Go out, you one of them ones though, bro. And that's facts. That can't be taken away, bro. I'ma say it. You one of them ones when it comes to that microphone, bro. You know the ones like y'all one of them ones because y'all rap, bro, and that shit y'all do every verse with passion. You ain't just gonna be like the Cat in the Hat bat.
No, right.
You go every line that you say, bro, it means something. Man, you got good cadence and you really can rap, bro. Like you one of them ones. So I give you your flowers on being one of them ones, bro.
That's
And
love, man. That's love.
before we get out of here, man, like before we get out of here, let me train of thought. What do you got? You got anything coming up? What you working on? Let everybody know that. We know you got the podcast. Catch new episodes every Sunday.
Every
What is it?
Sunday, all
All
414.
414,
All
all podcast.
414 all
That's
podcast.
dope.
Yep. You know, shout out to Illy. That's Illy's whole idea. You know, I'm co-hosting and I'm like being an addition to that because he came up with the whole shit. And I want to make sure that that's known that Illy is a super dope artist too, bro. He one of them ones with me, fam. Like he really got the lyricism and he got the work out here. He got a record with Frank right now, bro, with Big Frank. So fucking cold, bro. He
Is
just
it out?
literally no, he got it on standby. Like he literally waiting to just launch that motherfucker, bro. Like that shit hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But shout out to Illy. We got the podcast, all 414 all podcast. And that's really right now is gonna be a lot of content through that. But I also have a short film I'm working on. I
Okay.
got music that I've already, like I've been on a writing spree for like the last 2 weeks. So it's just like, I'm just like I'm trying to get like you, fam. I'm trying to make sure I'm
You just
spreading
gotta do
everything
it.
around. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to feel my way, but as far as like rapping and shit, like I just do it like you said, because I love it. And if the opportunity presents itself, I'm definitely gonna take my shot, you know what I mean? But I'm not really out here, I'm not trying to impress nobody. I'm not trying to, I'm not out here doing it for the
Rapping.
females no more and
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing it for me, fam. Like,
You're doing it for the music, bro. And
yeah,
that's what it really supposed to be for when you love it, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, hey, make sure when you do that short film, you do a soundtrack with it, bro.
facts.
Like what I've been learning, bro, is all about bundling, bro. You
But
gotta
you know what? But you know what else, bro? I'm not really mad at the fact that doing the podcast shit and like the way you could make a platform for other people. I'm not mad at that, fam. I'm enjoying doing that. So
yeah.
like, everything that has been coming to my mind a lot lately has been all compilation, because the city ain't did that in a minute, fam. And now the buzz is up. You start mixing, the levels of success together a little bit. If you can make it happen and put that compilation out where you kind of mixing with people who are, not as much, but they got a platform still, you know what I mean? And then you get the real popular ones on the same type of shit, you get back in that mixtape, this we from here type shit, you know. I love doing that now, bro. The podcast opened my eyes to that, and I'm not hating it, bro. I really enjoy it, bro. I love putting the city on, bro.
And the thing about that podcast is it just bring a different element to you, bro. So you could tell your fans every week, man, I got this coming, and they
Yeah.
did they tapped in, bro. So it's
Yep.
another avenue to marketing, bro. It's
Yep.
another avenue. And then you know it's really like content creating, bro. They're
Yep.
gonna see you every week. They're
Yep.
gonna see you every week. You're gonna talk to people That's why I started the podcast, because it's another avenue to everything else that's coming along with it.
Yep.
Everything that's coming along with it, the book, all this. This is just part of it. So now you turning yourself into a brand, a major brand.
Yep.
Like when they come with that money for you, it ain't just the podcast gonna be different than the book. The
Yep.
book gonna be different than the album. All these now you're gonna have to come with a bigger bag if you're trying to, like, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
if somebody come and want to sponsor your podcast, they ain't getting your movie. That ain't part of the deal.
Yeah, that's a whole different deal.
Exactly. So you gotta be like a spider, dog, and have shit going, everywhere, bro. And that's what you're
Yep.
doing. You got a lane now to where your people, oh, I ain't doing music. It's like if we ain't doing music, what they doing? If we ain't doing nothing or got nothing to push, they just seeing us post on Facebook. It's nothing.
All
They're
right.
gonna overlook that shit. You ain't gonna get a lot of likes. You know what I'm saying? But now you and they, because before I started this, Nigga, my likes was at like 3, 4. You know, a lot of niggas probably hate that I'm gone and I'm not. You know, it could be a mixture of everything. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. But
Yeah.
now, since I'm back on a tube every week, now it's just like, oh, they come now. He might got motion. This is motion, bro.
Hell
You
yeah.
get, you get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? This
Yeah.
is
So,
what you call motion, having a little motion. It's a little bit, but 20%, but then you got the book, that's motion, you got this, and that's
yeah.
what when you said short film, bro, I'm like,
Yeah, you know, and that's something. It's something I've been working on, right? So it's something like I'm almost like 2 years into the whole process, and I got a few scenes already like complete, right? But it's like I remember doing it, and I'm like, man, like this shit might be a little too much, or and then fucking C Mills drops a whole movie, and
oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
I watched this
bro,
shit too. I bought it.
I'm like, bro, that's amazing, like. That the motivation behind that's crazy. I'm like, that's fucking amazing, fam. Like
Yeah,
you went and did that shit, bro. Like, and I'm over here taking 2 years of writing my shit, right? But I'm like, but it motivates me more because I only had a little bit, and then that shit happened. I'm like, oh, now I wrote a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Because now you
that's
got me.
what's cool about it. Like he had a book before my shit came out. A few people I know had a book before
Yeah,
mine
him and
came
Brad Fax, bro. Him and Brad Fax, both of their books
out.
was amazing.
Shout out both of them, and it was just like. And it just popped up on me like, man, do it short. Mine only like 58 pages, but it's gonna be 3 parts. You know,
Yeah,
so it's just like, damn, I sold 60 already. So I left them on the cliffhanger. So now they go to everybody like, when is 2 coming? So it's just like creating a product. So 2 going to most definitely sell 60 because they waiting to hear you gotta burn, you
yeah,
gotta
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Keep it coming type shit. And that book, your movie, all that shit, bro, you guys got to do it, bro. And that's what I learned. Like you said, you got a bunch of ideas here, there. Bro, you got to just do that shit, bro, on everything. And then it's going to be a big relief. It's going to be a relief like, this shit really done.
Yeah, no bullshit. I mean, like I said, but that same feeling right there, like that relief, that's how I feel when I see y'all doing shit like that. Cause I'm
Yeah,
like, oh,
you're a supporter for
I
everybody.
can do it. I can do that now. Like, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
that's
and I
dope.
see it, and then I love to see it. So, you know, I support all the people,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
y'all from my era, the people I know and I rock with. I'm automatically, oh yeah, I'm fucking with that, bro. And then not only do I just share and I consume it, I'm gonna go watch it. I'm gonna go make sure okay, I'm in tune with it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because why not, bro? Why not? I'm already gonna be on the damn internet looking at somebody else shit anyway, bro. Like I'm gonna fuck with my brothers, bro. Hey, you got some? I'm watching that. I'm about to check that out. I'm about to check that out, and you know, because that's what I wanted out of everybody else when I was doing it. So that's
And
what I
then
do for everybody else.
you're gonna get the love right back at you, bro. Like it's
Facts.
gonna come right back from everybody who you and that's like me, bro. I've been supporting people for so long, bro. And like you said, I never asked for a dime. Like the only like me, all these niggas you ever seen me push or everything, the only one that ever gave me something, bro, was Baby J. That nigga sent me $500 for my birthday, bro.
That's what's
Like,
up.
and it's I appreciate that because you know I'm just like, damn, out of all these years, and Burnham gave me my hard drive, but that was when we first started. Now,
Nah,
the
right.
same hard drive, Burnham gave me this, bro. The same hard drive that I got everybody on. This
That's
is a
crazy.
big ass hard. Burnham gave me this. Shout out Burnham, dog.
Yeah, yeah. That motherfucker made noise when it started up on what?
This motherfucker big as a bitch, bro, like a computer. But
That's
yeah,
crazy.
bro, you just get it's just the love get returned, bro, and that's what's going to happen with you, bro. Like you know, if you need me for anything, bro, I'm here. I always been here. Like even if we don't talk every day, bro, it always been nothing but love between
Super
us. You know what I'm
facts.
saying? And I appreciate you coming on here, bro, sharing your stories and chopping it up with me, man. And it's just nothing but love, man. You need me, reach out. I'm here, bro. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Nah, bro, just much love, family. Shit, I appreciate the opportunity. Shit, you talking about thank you for being here. I'm glad you invited me because you know, like I said, you one of the ones that should definitely have a platform like this, bro. You really been out here blessing people, bro. Like, and you've been doing shit just by example, fam. Like I said, just be an example is what the city need, bro. And you've always done that. So, shout out to One on One, bro. No bullshit.
Bad love, bro. Appreciate you,
Love,
man.
fam.
We gonna get out of here. Thank you, bro. Out.
Love.
Welcome to a label and I want the executives dancing in the videos, all on records.